You're listening to the Growth Strategies for Jewelers podcast.
Hey guys, it's Tim Holland from Deep Earth. Today I am very excited to kind of be sharing with you this one sheet and just kind of talking you through it. Basically, we want to talk today about what the best channels for marketing are for your jewelry store and just go over a few that we like. Obviously, the list is more or less endless depending on your market conditions, depending on what works in the area. I've talked to a number of jewelers where, for instance, radio, which isn't on here, they say, hey, we've dominated radio for 20 years and everybody comes in the store and says, we heard you on a radio ad, et cetera, et cetera. Other examples are, if there's a local sports team, maybe a college football team that everyone's really jazzed about in the area, using that avenue for marketing, whether it's signs at the field, whether it's video before the game kind of thing, on the billboard there, that can be a really great option. However, just broadly speaking, I kind of want to talk to you about 4 of the avenues that we use or channels that we use to really create authority in the area and help you stand out as the jeweler of choice over and above maybe some of your competitors. The first, obviously, social media advertising. So the organic side of social media is extremely important, but social media, specifically Facebook and Instagram, in 2022 and beyond are definitely pay-to-play platforms. And so getting social media advertising right on the back end is really going to be the gas that drives the car down the road. Obviously, we can do precise customer targeting with this tool. We can collect customers based on page likes, based on demographics, based on a whole host of other things. Whether they've engaged with your brand before, if we want to retarget them multiple times. We can even track people that have gone to your website through using the Facebook Pixel and retarget them in a custom audience that way. And so, there are really just a number of options that make digital social media advertising so much more specific with the targeting on the front end. Also on the back end, the reporting is pretty much unmatched. You can't exactly track every single, person that sees your billboard and maybe what their interests were or whatever. Like, it's just impossible to be able to get that kind of data. And so, we will talk about billboards and why they are valuable, but as a starting point for a smaller jeweler, even as a starting point for a bigger jeweler to build out your marketing budget, starting with social media advertising is really going to be one of the very first places to start. We also wanted to point out that Rolex, in their co-op advertising program, they basically discontinued TV for co-op advertising a couple of years back, and they've been working to roll out co-op advertising opportunities with social media advertising. As far as I understand it, really the only holdup now is just their supply issues. But yeah, they clearly see the value in the sort of the benefits there. And so, hey, if it's good enough for Rolex, it's good enough for us, right? The second one, email marketing. So, this is general, basic, kind of foundational marketing advice here, but email marketing consistently ranks as one of the highest return on investment marketing channels for businesses of all sizes, returning $36 on average for every dollar spent. So again, this is one of those areas where if you really kind of tighter on the budget, getting a service like MailChimp, something like that, where you can put together some emails, find a service like Canva, maybe for the design side of things. Anybody can learn the tool, and there's a lot of pre-designed programs there. You can pay a very low monthly fee for those services and basically put out very comparable email marketing messages, email marketing campaign with a very, very low budget. And even if it's 1 out of 1,000 people that respond to you, come in the store, take you up on the offer, take you up on the special holiday, and actually make a purchase, for the low amount that you're investing, it's going to be a really great return tool. Next are some of the more traditional advertising avenues. First, I want to talk about local magazines. Really, these two are, when you get to where you have a little bit of excess budget, you're not totally, keeping things as tight as possible, but we're really looking to create omnipresence and dominance in your area, in your market. And so, again, when it comes to local magazines, when you see a big, beautiful jewelry ad on the back cover of a local magazine, what do you think? You think, man, those guys really have a great product. It just is one of those brand building pieces. You can even put the magazines in your store, put them up for people to take and grab and look at or take home with them. And it's something that sticks around. If it is a reputable magazine, if it's something that people are interested in, if it's popular, odds are it's actually going to stick around, and it might be on their living room table for a number of months even. And so a great way of making your store look like a big deal to potential customers. So billboards would be kind of the pinnacle of this sort of brand building, brand authority strategy. Again, what we put here is when you run the numbers, billboards may seem like kind of an expensive option for the quantity of exposure, for the lack of detailed targeting and reporting that you can do. However, no other investment in your local area can make as big of a splash as a really nicely placed billboard, just really showing off your brand, maybe some of your unique selling propositions, what sets you apart, or one of your top brands that you carry. And so this is just a really cool way of kind of establishing, especially when you do have a little bit of a larger budget to work with, establishing that kind of market dominance and authority in your area. And so these would be a really great starting point. What we like to do is whenever we start talking with a potential partner of ours, we want to look into kind of what you have going and kind of give you a grade or a score or an audit of sorts as to what could be improved. Do you maybe have a couple of really great magazines in your area that you're not taking advantage of? Or how's the social media? How's the digital side of things? And so the right place to start is always with analyzing where you are and then where you want to go. But in thinking for yourself of where you want to go, these could be some really great options for you. And hopefully this kind of talk has helped you a little bit just to kind of think through some of the pros and cons of each thing. Reach out if you have any questions. Thanks so much.